Okay, welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight for our Allergy Busters Zoom workshop. I'm so excited that you're here, whether you're joining us live, watching the replay. I'm glad you're here because I don't know about you, but everything here in Alabama is covered in yellow pollen. So this is the perfect time to be learning all about what you can do for your allergies. So we're going to be talking tonight about allergies, a little bit about allergy medication and gut health, liver health, and some ideas for what you can do for your allergies. So I want to start off with a question. Did you know that 64 million Americans suffer from gut disease? It's true. So as a result of this, we have an exorbitant amount of people in our country that suffer from allergies. And so a lot of people typically use allergy medications and they're really meant to be temporary, but oftentimes people get hooked on allergy medications over the counters. They can be prescriptions. And so we end up taking these medications every day, 365 days a year for multiple years. And while allergy medications can help mitigate our symptoms, they also have a negative impact on our gut flora. And so they can actually have the opposite effect on our symptoms eventually. So these medications alter our gut health. Ultimately, this can also impact our mental health as our serotonin levels drop. So taking care of our bodies is in the most natural way possible will help us feel our best both now and in the future. And I like to think about it as an investment. We are investing in our health today for our longevity for years to come. So the real solution is to address the root cause of our allergies so we can stop relying on over-the-counter medications and actually heal our bodies. So there are several different things that can trigger our allergies, and I just want to touch on a few of these. So environmental toxins are a very big trigger. And so this can be things like household cleaning products, medications, environmental toxins. Think about all the factories in your area. Think about pollutants in the air, car exhaust, pollutants in our water. Molds and pollens are also environmental toxins. And so environmental toxins can eventually lead to liver toxicity. And our liver, because our liver is working really, really hard to try to clean everything out. And then there is another cause, and that's leaky gut. And leaky gut can include bacterial imbalances. Poor food choices can cause leaky gut. Stress. Hello, everybody is stressed out these days. And toxin overload. And the toxin overload kind of ties back into the environmental toxins. So leaky gut also leads to inflammation in the body. So symptoms of allergies, I think we probably all know them, but sneezing, itchy, watery eyes, nasal congestion. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, that horrible post-nasal drip that's like drips down your throat and you're just like, oh my word, it's irritating and scratchy. It can be a cough. It can be excess mucus. It can be even rashes on your skin. And so all of those things are tied to allergies. So tonight we want to talk about healing the root causes and also what you can do in the meantime to help your symptoms in the most natural way possible. So first up is liver health, and Susan is going to cover liver health, and I think you're going to really enjoy hearing from her.
Well, I hope so. So I will say I was one of those people that was rather addicted to some allergy stuff. So, and I have been free from that for well over 8 years. So I'm going to share with you some things that are really critical. Myra touched on your liver health. If your liver is really struggling, you are going to see all kinds of issues in other areas of your body. So the number one thing we're going to talk about first is our Ningxia Red, our beloved Ningxia Red. So if you are unfamiliar with it, Ningxia Red is made from the Ningxia wolfberry. So people that live in the region, Ningxia region of China, live to be well over 100. You guys, this stuff is legit. Okay. I want to be feeding my body good stuff. So not only is it great for our immune system and every system in our body, it is really effective for our liver as well. So it's packed with powerful antioxidants and superfoods that provide long-lasting energy support without the caffeine. So we all need that. It's great to have a cup of coffee, but so many people struggle with caffeine anymore that it's really not beneficial for your body, right? You want to revitalize body systems for full body protection and make the body an unfriendly environment for free radicals and oxidative stress, okay? That is anything that's coming towards your body and is going to give you some kind of symptom. And so if we think about it, inflammation is your body screaming out, and that's what is producing all of that in your body when you have an allergic response, whether it's seasonal or something in your environment. It's all of that. So a couple of things I'll point out. So Ningxia Red is loaded with amino acids, trace minerals, and essential fatty acids, while still having a low glycemic index. So this is really powerful if you're somebody that struggles with blood sugar stuff too. And we have some amazing clinical studies that have been recently done that show significantly reduced stress by 23% and improved mental well-being, and significantly increased physical energy by 35%, reduced physical limitations by 36%, improved sleep patterns and increased sleep, supports healthy immune or inflammation response. And this was on a targeted group. So they had a group that took Ningxia and a group that didn't. And so this were the results. So if you are not consuming Ningxia, I would say this is your number one way to attack some allergies. So moving on to the next one that is great for your liver as well as your body for inflammation is sulfurzyme. Oh my gosh, of course my dogs want to have a heyday while I'm on the video. Sulfurzyme is a unique combination of MSM, which is the protein building compound found in breast milk, fresh fruits, oh my gosh, and vegetables, and also Ningxia wolfberry. Stop. She's cute until she starts going on her way. So the sulfurzyme comes in powder and it also comes in capsules. These are the capsules. I personally prefer the capsules. It's easy for me to dole out how much I want at a time, but many people love the powder. And you can add that to your Ningxia. You can make a special concoction drink with it, all of that. So, but this sulfurzyme is really wonderful because the MSM in it has the ability to equalize water pressure inside of your cells, which is a considerable benefit for those plagued with bursitis, arthritis, and tendonitis. So sulfurzyme is another wonderful one to have. Okay, I'm going to go through these really quick. I was just on another call and we learned about mineral essence. So this, okay, we're not going to dive deep into this, but this product, mineral essence, if you are not taking it, you need to be taking it. One of the things that was mentioned tonight for allergies, your body is not able to produce and effectively implement having enzymes to combat the allergy symptoms that you're having if it's lacking minerals. Here's your friend, mineral essence. So just throwing that one in there. Another one that I wanted to talk about really quick for liver is Juvatone. This has been my best friend whenever I'm feeling, so I'm 56, did the menopause thing and was having a lot of issues with some hot flashes and that, trying different hormonal things. But you guys, if your liver is struggling, it's not going to matter how many hormonal pieces you're putting in because your liver has to be flushing out, doing that well too. So I love me Juvatone for that. And these are capsules as well. There's the size. So I like to take 2 in the evening. It's not a big deal. And then last but not least, I want to talk about Juvaflex here. So this is a blend that helps with liver and lymphatic detoxification. So this is good to know. The emotions of anger and hate create toxins that are stored in the liver and can lead to sickness and disease. So I know for myself personally, I've had a lot of baggage and trauma in my past, so my liver needs help. And so I love that we have these ways that we can support. So I just put a roller top on my Juvaflex, makes it super easy to roll directly on your liver. Your liver is on your right side of the body, just kind of below the rib cage area. And you can do that. I love to do it before bed. Super easy. So you can look up those items and learn a little bit more, but those are some top ones that I would say get on to help your liver function well. So that's what I have. And I think who's next? Katie?
Me.
Yes.
Mhm. Thanks, Susan. I know all that liver support stuff is so, so good. I used to have terrible allergies and I would have to take like a super strong prescription medication and be in air conditioning and close all the windows when it was allergy season and still was kind of miserable. And like I played outdoor sports, so you can't really not go outside when it's like that. But I ended up with autoimmune issues and realized I had to reduce my inflammation. And a lot of that was my liver was taxed from so many medications I had been on. And really cleaning up my liver helped so much with allergies, like Susan was talking about. And then our liver is associated with our gut health too. And our gut health is so important to deal with inflammation and with allergies and with all the things. Yeah, 85% of our issues can stem from gut health. So our guts are so important. So one of the ways that we can really support our guts is by taking enzymes. So enzymes that Susan was just talking about. And we have several different enzyme products that are amazing and can be used in different ways. If you look around in like the Oily Family Vault, there's a chart that gives you like, it's like a list of all the different things that the enzymes could do, and then check marks to show you which enzymes do which things the best. So that's a great cheat sheet. But I'm going to chat with you a little bit about Allerzyme, which the name should clue you in that it would be a good one for allergies. We can't always say exactly what's going on in the general public because of the FDA, but you can guess at what a lot of our names are telling you. So Allerzyme is the strongest of all of our enzymes. It is our only vegan option. So that's great for people who need that. It's great for people who are lactose intolerant. It's good for people who like to eat white sugar and processed foods. It's helpful for bloating and gas. It has plantain leaf, which is a natural anti-inflammatory, so helps with that inflammation we've been talking about. It contains the most essential oils out of all of our enzymes. And so I'll read off the list of those. I love hearing about these different ones because some of them I don't think of as being digestive help, like patchouli. I always forget patchouli is good for digestion. And it specifically helps support the proper digestion of wheat products. Now, if you're having allergy symptoms, there are lots of foods that you can avoid to help with that because there are so many foods that are inflammatory. Number one, processed foods. We want to be eating as few processed foods as possible. We also want to avoid sugar. Sugar is a huge culprit. Dairy, especially conventional dairy, is a huge culprit. Gluten, wheat, the processed grains that don't have the nutrients in them for you, like all of these things, we're giving our body stuff that's taxing our body rather than nourishing our body. And that can really affect us when it comes to dealing with allergies. The list of oils in Allerzyme include tarragon, ginger, peppermint, juniper, fennel, lemongrass, anise, and patchouli. When I was reading through the other ingredients, so all of the different enzymes that are in there, they're all the words that end in ace. And some of them are really interesting, like protease 4.5 specifically helps with sinusitis, so inflammation of your sinuses. Lipase helps liver function. And so like Susan was saying, liver is often involved with allergy stuff. So that is a great one to have on hand for dealing specifically with allergy symptoms. Life9 probiotic, a great way to support your gut health. So our Life9 has 9 different strains, which gives you a full spectrum coverage with 17 billion live active cultures, and it's a delayed release capsule. So it actually gets all those cultures directly to your intestines, which is super important, right where they need to go. The best time to take that is on an empty stomach before bed, or at least a few hours after you've eaten, and then they can get to work down there without being interfered by all the other things that happen in our digestive tract. Some of the things I thought were interesting in that one were a couple of the different bifidobacteriums break down waste, or they break down food that's considered non-digestible. So some of that stuff that we're eating that maybe our body can't manage, that will help with those things. So there's also a list of foods to avoid which we talked about briefly. I mentioned all those different things. So when I mentioned conventional dairy is a problem, you can do raw dairy because raw dairy contains the enzymes that your body needs to break it down. So there's that enzyme thing again. So if you're eating raw cheese, which is typically if we're eating cheese, that's what we're doing. If you can get raw milk, that's a little tricky in some areas because of legalities around raw milk. But there are lots of places that even if raw milk is illegal to buy directly, you can do things like be part of a cow share or a goat share. And then you pay a portion to the farm and then you get milk in exchange for that part of the cow or the goat that you own that the farm takes care of for you. So lots of creative ways to figure that one out. Yeah, like I said, sugar, processed foods, artificial sweeteners, soy, gluten, all these things that we should be trying to get out of our diet anyway, because they're hard on our systems. So if allergies are what gets you there, then use that as your excuse to start knocking some of those things out. One thing I found that was interesting is that if you have a ragweed allergy, there are other foods that maybe you should avoid during allergy season or maybe in general. Because they can exacerbate that. And I had never really heard that before because those things include melons, bananas, cucumbers, sunflower seeds, echinacea, and chamomile. So I didn't know about that. I thought that was interesting. And there were some great foods that you can add in for seasonal allergies. So I love for myself when I've started to think about how food is nourishing to my body and really focus on putting things in my body that I know are doing good things for my body, then it's an easy way to kind of swap out for things that are not great for my body. Because when I start thinking about, oh, if I eat that, it's actually taxing my body and not giving my body anything it needs, then I can go, oh, well, I don't really need that then. But some of the things that you can add in are hot and spicy foods because those help thin the mucus and allow it to be expressed. My husband swears he got rid of a cold one time by eating spoonfuls of wasabi when we were at a wedding, the dinner before the wedding, and he was so sick and he drugged himself there because it was his best friend's brother and wasabi knocked it out. So now anytime he gets sick like that, he eats wasabi. Pineapple, high in enzymes, high levels of vitamin B and C. And I didn't know this either, but if you eat the core of the pineapple, which is like the hard part that nobody really wants to eat, but it has the highest concentration of nutrients in the core. So maybe you guys have some creative ways of how to do that. Bone broth helps with respiratory problems, helps expel mucus and reduces inflammation. Probiotic-rich foods help support a healthy gut, just like Life 9 we talked about, improves digestion. Raw local honey is one people have probably heard of. If you are exposing yourself to local honey, it exposes you to the pollens that are local to you, and it helps your immune system to combat the pollen then when you encounter it because it's already prepped in your system. So you could have a couple of tablespoons of that to relieve symptoms. Apple cider vinegar supports a healthy gut and helps break up mucus and supports lymphatic drainage. We all need help with that. Fresh organic vegetables, especially Swiss chard, which is high in quercetin. So I found a list of quercetin-rich foods for seasonal allergies because the quercetin may help reduce allergies by preventing immune cells from releasing histamines, which are the chemicals that cause allergic reactions. So quickly, high quercetin foods include apple, black tea, sage, parsley, grapes, red onions, berries, citrus, and broccoli. And then the last category of foods are good, healthy meats, which can include wild-caught fish, which is rich in omega-3 fatty acids and has essential minerals and good protein, free-range poultry, and grass-fed meats. So really good time to introduce those kinds of meats if you've been eating other more conventionally, I don't know, what did you say, grown, harvested meat? But if you're eating meat where they're fed grass, they have room to roam, or wild caught fish, all of those things can really be helpful for your system and for helping with allergies. That's what I have for you, and I'm going to hand it off to Miss Darlene.
Thank you, Katie and Susan and Myra. That was all such really helpful information. So when I was in college and I was studying opera, it was really important for me to keep my sinuses open and my behind my eyes open, like all of my portals had to be as open as possible for singing. So I struggled with seasonal allergies very badly when I was in Indiana, probably because I was in an environment that was, not my usual environment. When you don't have any immune system buildup and you move to a new place, a lot of times people will struggle very badly with allergies. And I went to an excellent allergist who explained what I didn't realize at the time. He was basically explaining the entire immune system to me with this great analogy, and I love it. And he called it the allergy cup, but pretty much now I just call it the immune system cup. And your body has a certain tolerance of things. It has a tolerance of toxins. It has a tolerance of inflammation things. It has a tolerance of bad foods and gluten. And what happens is your body can tolerate it up to a point as you fill your cup with it. But depending on the state and health of your body, when your cup starts to overflow, you begin to get symptoms. And that's what symptoms are. And that's why it's so important to address causes. You can't just get rid of the symptoms because you're never going to drain the cup. The body is designed to fight these things off, right? Like if you think about it, allergy season, the car is covered in yellow. The windows are covered in yellow. This is not oxygen we're breathing. We're breathing in pollen. We're not supposed to breathe in pollen. We're supposed to breathe in oxygen and mix of some other gases, not yellow dirt. So everyone's going to have a certain amount of irritancy when it comes to yellow stuff going into this cup, right? But it's how healthy your body is as to whether or not you're going to experience that overflow out of your immune system cup. So just keep that in mind whenever you're experiencing symptoms of any kind. You need to address the cause. That's why we're always talking about causes here. And that's what's so refreshing and so different about this community, because we talk about addressing causes. It's not like, well, how can we just make this stuff on the top surface go away? That really doesn't fix any problem whatsoever. If you just get rid of the overflow, you need to drain the cup. And so I'm so thankful for that analogy that was given to me by an excellent allergy doctor a long time ago. So the things I'm going to mention to you today address the symptoms. So it's really important that you understand your body needs to be well. When we talk about Ninja Red, it's not just because, oh, we love Ninja Red. It's because it's one of those things that's actually going to drain the cup. It's actually going to get that your inflammation levels down. It will take care of the things that are causing irritants that are causing that cup to layer up so that you're experiencing symptoms. But we all do get symptoms sometime. Like I said, we're not meant to breathe in yellow gunk. If you have an inch of yellow on your car, everyone's going to be irritated by that. Doesn't matter who you are. So it's excellent to have these tools in our toolbox so that we can address when we have symptoms. So the first thing I want to mention is going to be no surprise to oil veterans. If there's anyone new on this call, this may be new to you. LLP. What's it stand for? Lemon, lavender, and peppermint. And there is something about this magical combo that enables your body to be able to fight things off. It also makes it so that you no longer feel the irritation of certain allergens. And it can be used in lots of different ways. You just mix it up equal parts. Okay. So lemon, lavender, and peppermint. It can be diffused. That is an excellent first step. Just get it going in all the diffusers in your house. All of a sudden you realize your eyes are red, your throat's itchy, get it going in the house. Or if it's your kids, whatever, if you see someone struggling, make sure you've got that going in all the diffusers around your home. You can simply put it right on your hands and breathe it in. If you are experiencing, I had a car ride today and I had to raise up the windows, even though it was gorgeous out, raise up the windows and turn on the air conditioning because all that yellow stuff was bugging me. So I thought, well, I'm going to reduce my exposure and turn on the air conditioning. That helped. But I also, as soon as we got to where we were going, put a little bit of my LLP in my hands, breathed it in. I have it pre-mixed this time of year. Almost always I have some with a roller. You can put it in a roller. You can put it on I find the back of your neck and the back of your ears works the best. And sometimes your sinuses, keep in mind that peppermint will make your eyes water a little bit. Some people a lot if you're not used to it. I've been using peppermint for so long, it just makes a little bit of moistness in my eyes at this point. But I remember the first time I used it around my eye area, it was like mascara was gone. So just be ready for that. Also, you can use lemon, lavender, peppermint in capsules. Put 2 to 3 drops of each one in our vegetable capsules and take it as a pill as needed. We have a lot of people in our groups that have successfully used this to address their allergy symptoms, and it works. It's amazing. Another trick that I really like is just taking my lemon, lavender, peppermint, the blend that I have pre-mixed to put in my diffusers, and I like to swipe the inside of my cheek with it. For whatever reason, for me personally, that works really fast. And it's just a lot easier and quicker than taking a capsule. And so since it works for me, that's what I do. If you find that that's not fast enough for you or not enough, you may need to do the capsules and do them regularly until you start getting your allergy cup under control. Also, there are things that can boost the LLP method. Just know that LLP is wonderful. So start there. But if you find that you need a little bit more, you can add these. You can add eucalyptus, you can add goldenrod, you can add copaiba. And here's what these do for you. So eucalyptus, you can use several different, we have several different varieties, and they're all good because they all contain constituents like eucalyptol and citronellol, which helps the body's allergy response. A study published in BMC Immunology found that eucalyptus may have immunoregulatory effects, altering the immune response that occurs when the body comes into contact with an allergen. So if you notice, I mentioned this addresses the immune response. So that would be something that addresses cause. Okay. But also you need to remember when we're addressing causes, it's usually not just one thing that's going to help. You have to control a variety of things to help and get slowly. Remember, Rome wasn't built in a day. Don't take that as something to overwhelm you. But slowly you start, maybe you reduce the sugar, maybe you take your Ningxia Red, just become more faithful until you start address those things with your liver, take your Juvitone and your Sulfurzyme and kick that up, and you'll start noticing that your body's able to get ahead of these symptoms. Okay, so also copaiba, that's known primarily for its anti-inflammatory benefits. When I hear the words copaiba, I think anti-inflammatory. This is a powerful addition to your allergy blend. You can add it as well to an LLP capsule. There's a lot of exciting research coming out about this oil. Hopefully Young Living is doing some great studies on it. I love the studies that they do so that we can share more about what our oils can do. Specific to allergies and respiration, a 2020 study in the publication International Immunopharmacol found that this oil was helpful in reducing asthmatic responses. So again, it's that anti-inflammatory benefit. And goldenrod, it's noted for being specifically helpful with ragweed allergies. The astringent properties of goldenrod can calm runny eyes, runny nose, sneezing that come with allergies. Known as expectorant, goldenrod may also expel mucus from the lungs. For those of you that don't know, ragweed allergies are actually rather prevalent from August through September because that's when the ragweeds are blooming. Okay, some other tricks. You can try these tricks. Tea tree on your collarbones is a trick that can help with allergies. You can gargle with Thieves mouthwash. Guys, if you have not tried our mouthwash, it is amazing and you need to have it in your home because it also has colloidal silver in it and it's just a fantastic way to kick things. So have that on hand, especially for if you're starting to fight something, gargle with that regularly. This will kill bad bacteria in your throat and it will help clear your sinuses. Another trick is to put digize under the tongue and on your back to break up mucus, like on the opposite side of your lungs. Also applied to the sinuses, digize of all things. But remember, we were mentioning about patchouli. This has some patchouli in it and some other things in there that will help you. Some good topical things for your sinuses. If you're having sinus trouble and you need to address sinus symptoms, RC, Raven, Breathe Again, and Sniffles are great ones to go to for that. And then just really quickly, a severe allergy bomb recipe, 3 drops each in a capsule, Thieves, balsam fir, copaiba, and lavender. Take those as needed. I'll repeat those. Thieves, balsam fir, copaiba, and lavender 3 drops each in a capsule. So just make them as needed if you need to boost up that LLP. Okay. Oh, great. Myra stuck that in the chat. So that's what I have for you tonight. I'm going to pass it back to Myra. I hope that those are helpful, and you're going to be helping your symptoms, but you're also going to be helping with inflammation and things that will empty that allergy cup.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Susan and Katie and Dar, for sharing all of that. It's just so much. Like, I'm going to need to go back and listen to it again. So you'll be able to do that. But something I wanted to share before we hop off is to really consider your environmental toxins. Get rid of your candles, get rid of your toxic fragrances. Be sure you're using your Thieves household cleaner and all your Thieves products. And another thing you can do besides diffusing is get an air purifier. If you don't have an air doctor or some other type of air purifier in your home, that will also help your allergies. Okay, I want to share a testimonial really quickly before we end, but it is from a group, and this is what it says. It's an asthma testimony. I have been with Young Living for 3 years. I've seen post after post of people getting help with their asthma by using oils. I would try what they did and do stuff I would find in my reference guides, but nothing was working. Not only had I not gotten better, it seemed like I was getting worse. So I went from using my inhaler about once a month to every other day, sometimes every day. I ended up going to the emergency room and had to start doing breathing treatments. Needless to say, I was discouraged and scared. It was just getting worse, and I wanted to really get off my Zyrtec like I've heard of so many people doing. So finally, I found what would work for me. Going off of a tip posted 3 drops of lavender and 1 ounce of Ningxia. Bye-bye allergies. I came up with my own oily concoction. Every day, I put 2 to 3 drops of lavender, 2 drops of copaiba, and 3 drops of orange in 1 ounce of Ningxia red. I shoot it down with a huge glass of water and keep the water going throughout the day. I started this at the beginning of the month, with the exception of taking 1 puff from my inhaler when a cold started coming on, and I haven't used my inhaler at all, and I was able to get off of my Zyrtec. So I'm so thankful to have finally have my oily victory testimony. I've been praying for this for years. Love my oils, and I hope that this helps the rest of you. So I thought that was really a great kind of combination of the things that we talked about with the Ningxia and the various oils. And I hope that encourages you. Without fail, if you ever are in doubt what to do for your allergies, have your lavender with you, because lavender is amazing. It is a natural antihistamine, and you can do the cheek swipe like Darlene was talking about. You can put it under your tongue. You can put it on your neck, wherever. Well, I mean, I just use it wherever, but it is such a great thing to carry with you all the time. So thank you for joining us tonight. I hope this was really helpful, and I will have the recording. I will be able to post it both in the group, and if you need the link, just feel free to message me and I will be happy to share it with you guys. And I hope you have a wonderful allergy-free spring. Okay, talk to you soon. Bye, guys.